Couple notes, actually a lot of notes. That was the first time we scored 100 points in a game since December 19th, 2015, also against Delaware State. That is the largest margin of victory in an opener ever. Previous high was 48 points, which we hit in 1983 and 1937. First time we've had a 40-plus margin since 2017. First time 50-plus margin since 2011. We are just working on 60. We currently believe this is the second highest margin in program history after a game in the 40s. And 8 double-figure scores, we also believe, is the most in program history. We're also working to verify that right now. So with all that said, Coach Rich, I'll get started.
Thank you, everybody. I don't think I need a mic. Thank you, everybody, for being here to witness all of that stuff that he just said. Hats off to this team. Thank you, Lee. Hats off to this team. We talked about who's in our huddle, and they demonstrated who's in the huddle, and they played for each other. We had 26 assists. That tells you we are playing for each other, passing the ball. So I'm really pleased that what we did today broke a lot of records. But we're just beginning. This is game 1 of 30. We are just beginning. Be with us, follow us. I'm telling you, it's going to be exciting.
Questions?
Coach, you talked about the equal opportunity offense in the offseason. This feels like the dream scenario to start the season with. How do you feel about how that went today?
Yeah, 8 out of 12 scored in double figures. Again, equal opportunity offense. Everybody scored. Everybody that entered the game scored. So we are really pleased about that. And I'm sure you're going to talk to them a little bit, but I am really excited about what they did today in their production.
Aleah, on a similar note, how does it feel to get such a big win and not have to score 30 and play 40 minutes?
It feels good. We were literally talking about that in the locker room, and Coach Miles said it too. Everybody can score, and that's like the blessing with our team. Is like if I'm off, I know that Ines is gonna be good. If Ines is off, then there's Jaleesa. Like we have numbers, and we have those numbers that can also score. So it's really good to not like laid back, but you know what I mean? Just like have a team where like you don't know who's going to be hot on a given night, and I think that's what makes us really hard to guard.
Aleah, did you know that this was a capability in preseason?
Yes, 100%. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's just how much I knew. Like, just looking at it in practice, everybody's scoring in practice, and we're playing good defense. But again, like any given night, we don't know who's going to be hot, and that's what I love. So I'm excited for next game. I don't know who's gonna be hot. It might be Ines, might be Jaleesa, might be me. It doesn't matter. But
how early did you know?
How early? Probably. How long we been practicing for? Maybe like I'm about to say maybe like a month into practice. I was like, yeah, everybody can score, and especially we have a bunch of people that can score, a bunch of players that can score on 3 levels, which I think is also really hard to guard when you have multiple players who can shoot threes, shoot pull-ups, and make layups.
I'll tell you when we knew. When our staff went out and got the players that could do that.
Yeah.
Jaleesa, how does it feel to make your collegiate debut in this game?
I feel great, but I don't think I did myself. We did it as a team. So, yeah, I like it.
Ines, what's different for you this year?
This year I feel like I'm a senior. I have more responsibilities than last year. I have a bigger role, and I need to show my younger teammates like the good example.
Coach, you got to that 9-0 start. Like 2 minutes into the game, they called timeout. How important was that just to get off to such a great start?
That's our goal every game, is to force the opposing coach to call a timeout, and we do that with tough defense. And I think they did that today. And she did call her really early.
Aleah, talking about getting on with you scored 20 points a game, but you're still on the floor every play, getting into it, talking to the crowd in a good way. But now just how you, Tiara, and T-Mac, new returns from last year, how you preaching that to the newcomers, just play throughout the whole 40 minutes regardless of the score.
Yeah, I think that's just the best thing, but I think what we really focused on is just defense. I mean, it's going to be games where shots don't fall. This just happened to be a game where everybody scored, but when shots don't fall and you're on the court, like you have to have that grit and that mentality. We talked about it last year, how we only had 8 of us, speaking of Tiara and T-Mac, myself, Michaela, and Nez, and then Denise, the returners coming back from that 8. Like, we know what it's like to play a lot and play tired, but when we instill that in our younger teammates, I'm so sorry. losing my voice. When we instill that in our younger teammates, I think it's a great habit to kind of instill now, and really in our whole team environment, is to just play through anything. Like, that's what I do. That's what I do. That's what they do. And we're gonna do that every game, all season.
Jaleesa, you came in and got an offensive rebound, like, I think right there on the missed free throw, and got another couple right after that. How much did that kind of help settle you into the game?
Yeah, I just get hyped from them, like, get more, and yeah, just work for it. I like it.
And the 3-point shot, is that something that's typically?
It's like a little new for me, but I think you always see it more in the season. So.
Diane, how did you feel about her taking that shot?
Well, she's been doing it in practice, so, you know, one thing, I let it rip, because they do it in practice, so I want them to be confident in it.
Coach, you've talked about how last season when other teams would put in their bigs that you would get worried about it and kind of dread getting through that. Can you talk a little bit about what you saw from the front court today from these two and from Rain as well?
Yeah, well, the good thing is they're in here, so that tells you we didn't get our butt kicked in the post, right? You know, again, our staff went out and found the holes to fill, and we're pretty pleased with what we have here. I don't think we're gonna give up too many games to rebounds this year, because we've got people in there that can rebound the ball.
Coach Rich, what did you see from Tiara? I know you, in the offseason, you talked about how she kind of gained her confidence a little bit. I mean, what did you see out on the court from her? She looked like a completely different player.
Yeah, she's been working on that. She's been working on being a primetime player. And her defense was great. She got a couple fouls today, but she's pretty strong, and so her defense was there. She was wide on defense, and she can get to the rim whenever she wants to. So we're looking for some exciting things from her today. I don't think you've seen what she can do.
What does it say about your team that you have all these newcomers, freshmen, transfers, and you have that great ball movement, and just there's no kind of mess ups in that way, and there's just clean basketball most of the game?
Well, the good thing is they, again, play for each other. You know, you saw Tristan Taylor, little dunk. I had to look at her name. Tristan came in and had 8 assists, no turnovers, and 4 steals. So we've got a balanced attack, and it's pleasing. Like Aleah said, any given night somebody can step up. You know, I'm pretty pleased that our freshmen coming in, Jaleesa and Tristan coming in, you know, when the lights came on and they played.
Aleah, you like playing off the ball a little bit more than...
I think you'll see me playing off the ball a lot more this season, especially when Tristan like really gains her confidence and like really steps in. I'll be playing off the ball a lot more, and I like it. It's a little new, but I like it. It gives the defense a different look, and I'm ready for that. Whatever Coach Rich needs me to do, whatever the coaches need me to do, I'm gonna do it.
One of the things that stares out at me is that we only had 6 turnovers, and we had 12 people play. So that's pretty good. 6 turnovers all game.
Were y'all done it for 100?
What?
Were y'all done it for 100?
Yes, we were.
Diane, Georgetown Thursday is, you know, significant step up in competition. How do you sort of manage the, all right, feeling good about this one, but understanding there's a big difference between beating the MIAC team and winning the ASC?
Yeah, for sure. And what we don't want to do is think that this is going to be the rest of our season.
Yeah.
You know, we had a great first game, but again, it's the first game. And we've got to be prepared for every game and every opponent that we see. And all of them will be different.
Diane, you think you guys might shoot sort of that volume of threes on a regular basis?
Well, you know, they've been shooting them in practice, so, you know, I don't have a problem with them shooting those. We had, what, 13 today? 12.
12 for 31.
12 for 31.
Almost 50%.
Yeah. So, 39%, that's not bad.
No, you got one?
It's the first game.
What you trying to say, Mel?
Trying to say, you know, everything I had to do this weekend to get ready.
Mel's been working hard. Anything else?
All right, awesome.
All right, let's go Owls. Hey, let's go root the guys on.
Owls.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you guys